Right now, the Madison School Board tonight getting the ball rolling to rename another district building.
Plus, we're seeing some worsening statistics for alcohol and speed-related traffic fatalities in Dane County.
And should Chandler Halderson be present in the courtroom for his sentencing this week? The debate playing out in court. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Thank you for joining us tonight. After a successful effort removing James Madison's name from Memorial High School, the Madison School Board is starting the process of removing another.
Yeah, they met tonight about Thomas Jefferson Middle School, right next door to Memorial. Brad Hamilton joins us now in studio after watching tonight's special school board meeting. Brad?
Eric and Charlotte, tonight the school board selected a committee which will evaluate that possible name change. It is a similar method that was used in the process to replace James Madison's name and might have the same result. Last month, Thomas Jefferson Middle School's principal read a letter from the school community asking for change. Tonight, the process for that change, removing Thomas Jefferson from their school's name, begins. As after very little discussion,
all those in favor? Aye.
The school board voted unanimously in favor of creating a committee to discuss a possible name change.
Any opposed? Any recusal?
The reason for this name change is likely linked to the fact that Jefferson owned about 600 slaves and has even been linked to sexually abusing Sally Hemings, whom he owned from the time she was a child. It's leaving parents like Dan Kramer open to that change.
It's supposed to be reflective of the community. If the community thinks that it's time for a change, then I'm okay with that.
Like anything else, there are going to be folks who disagree with Kramer's belief, but for him, it's not going to affect what matters most, his child receiving her education.
This is a public school. It's meant to represent the community that it's in, so I really don't have a problem with any name change. They could change it every year for all I care.
There is no exact timetable for when this change may happen, but we're going to continue to keep you updated as that develops.
All right, Brad, thank you. And new tonight, local law enforcement says Dane County is experiencing an unprecedented number of traffic fatalities involving both speeding and alcohol or drug use. A summary at a recent Traffic Safety Commission meeting showed during the fourth quarter of 21, 2 of every 3 fatalities on Dane County roads resulted from crashes where both were a factor.
It's alarming, and when you look at it also in the context of the whole year and really the last couple of years, the increase in traffic fatalities has really been alarming.
The overall number of traffic fatalities also increased significantly last year. The county averages 33 crash-related deaths annually over the past 5, but there were 48 in 2021, which is a 33% increase.
Brush and debris collection today in the Stoughton area. A lot of work to be done following the EF1 tornado that touched down there earlier this month. Nearly 200 homes and businesses were damaged, but no injuries were reported. Crews will finish their collection process tomorrow. After a spring-like day today, let's see what's in store next. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
About another one for tomorrow. The temperatures will be about the same as today, and we'll have even more sunshine. The time lapse from the WISC Sky Cam showed that we had hazy cloud cover for much of the day, but the sun was strong enough to at least shine through part of the day, and even some clearing started to occur as we headed toward this evening, but clouds have rolled back in. There's actually a cold front which has dropped just to our south, still generating a few snow flurries up to the north through central Wisconsin. These are north of our viewing area and should dissipate as they head into the Fox Valley. High temperatures today into the 50s over much of southern Wisconsin. Janesville topped out at 61 degrees, whereas areas to the north of Madison, north of Dane County, generally were in the mid to upper 40s as the cold front reached there first. Right now, temperatures are mainly in the 30s over southern Wisconsin, although Prairie du Chien still hanging on at 41 degrees. And with cloud cover, that'll keep temperatures from falling too quickly. Wind chill's really not much of a factor. The winds are pretty light, and wind chill's generally upper 20s to around 30. By morning, look for a low temperature of about 29 in Madison. Tomorrow should be partly sunny and mild again with a high temperature of 55. It'll be even warmer for Wednesday. I'll tell you how mild it'll get in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. New tonight, the Madison Police and Fire Commission holding its final public input meeting this evening as it prepares to pick the city's next fire chief. Earlier this year, the commission selected 4 finalists to replace outgoing Chief Steve Davis. Here are the 4 finalists: Scott Bavery, Tracy Burris, Chris Carbon, and Theodore Higgins. All of them are current employees with the Madison Fire Department. The final pick is expected this week. To read more about their backgrounds and credentials, head to channel3000.com.
Chandler Halderson, the man convicted of killing and dismembering his parents, is scheduled to be sentenced on Thursday, but he may not be in the courtroom for it. it. Attorneys filed a motion late last week requesting that he not be required to attend. State law says he'll receive a mandatory life sentence after being convicted of killing his parents, Bart and Krista, but the judge in the case will still rule on the possibility of parole. We spoke to a local defense attorney who says while this would be rare, there are several reasons why a defense team would make the request.
And that's what I think this really is it's the defense asking for permission to skip it when really they're saying, hey, look, we've got a defendant who's not going to be cooperative coming to sentencing. Can we just consider it a forfeiture now? Rather than have the courtroom dramatics the day of where maybe somebody's refusing to get out of a jail cell.
We're back on the record.
Prosecutor William Brown wrote the judge asking that Halderson's request be denied. He argues his appearance is required by state law. Judge John Hyland's office tells us he expects to rule on the motion before Thursday. We'll have full coverage of Halderson's sentencing this week. The hearing is scheduled to begin at 1:30 on Thursday afternoon. You can watch it all on channel3000.com and our Channel 3000 Plus streaming apps.
The crisis in Ukraine shows no real signs of slowing. Today, the Ukrainian Emergency Services released this video showing an airstrike hitting in downtown Kyiv. The missile hit the street next to a Ukrainian checkpoint. At least one person died. 6 others were injured. And remember the photo from last week that showed a pregnant Ukrainian woman injured, being carried away on a stretcher after the bombing at a maternity hospital in the city of Mariupol? Well, today the surgeon who treated her says she and her unborn baby have died. In that same city, Mariupol, we're seeing new drone video of damage from ongoing battles. You can see several residential buildings in ruins, many of them still on fire. The video shot by a unit of the National Guard of Ukraine. They say around 2,500 residents of the city have been killed so far.
Russian and Ukrainian officials held a 4th round of peace talks today with no breakthrough. Russia is stepping up its brutal assault with new attacks at its border with Poland, a key NATO ally. There is also new concern Russia is trying to align itself with China for support. Natalie Brand reports.
Russia's unrelenting attack on Ukraine spans cities across the country, with a strike at a military base over the weekend just 15 miles from the Polish border. The attack in western Ukraine followed a missile strike in Ukraine's capital of Kyiv. In the city of Mariupol in the south, many Ukrainians have been cut off from food, water, and electricity. Still, U.S. officials say Russian President Vladimir Putin has gravely miscalculated as Ukrainians fight back.
The Kremlin's forces remain stalled in many areas, and convoys have been unable to make significant progress.
A U.S. official says Russia has asked China for support, including military equipment and aid.
President Biden's national security advisor met with his Chinese counterpart on Monday in Rome, a meeting described as an intense 7-hour session reflecting the gravity of the moment.
Should they provide military or other assistance that, of course, violates sanctions or supports the war effort, that there will be significant consequences.
Ukraine's President Zelensky is set to address members of Congress virtually on Wednesday as he continues to urge the West to send fighter jets and more weapons.
It is nearly unheard of in modern times that we hear from a leader fighting for his life, fighting for his country's survival.
Over the weekend, Zelensky visited injured soldiers at a military hospital, awarding them with medals for their courage. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
White House officials are in early discussions about having President Biden travel to Europe soon amid the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Fox News correspondent Benjamin Hall, who had been deployed in recent weeks to cover the war in Ukraine, has now been hospitalized after being injured while reporting near Kyiv. The network said that today in a memo. The network's chief executive said minimal details are available at this time. This coming just one day after we learned award-winning American journalist Brett Renaud was killed by Russian forces. He was in the process of making a documentary about refugees. The Pentagon addressing that situation today.
Again, 2 examples of the dangers in covering war. This is a war that didn't need to be fought, to be sure. But just as to be sure, there are journalists from around the world on the ground trying to discover the truth and to show that truth and to tell these important stories.
And in the UK, the government wants to encourage people to help Ukrainian refugees. As an incentive, anyone who opens their home to a refugee can receive more than $450 per month. Sponsors must put up refugees for a minimum of 6 months and be vetted. In the lower Florida Keys today, a group of about 150 Haitian migrants came to shore. Officials in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office said the group landed near Summerland Key, which is about 20 miles east of Key West. Border Patrol agents and local law enforcement said they were responding to reports of a maritime smuggling event when they discovered the migrants. A massive manhunt is underway for this man. The photo just released tonight. Police believe he's the gunman who has now shot at least 5 homeless people in both Washington, D.C. and New York City. 2 of those victims died. Police passed out flyers today, and rewards totaling up to $70,000 have been offered. Federal officials have joined this investigation.
As we pass the 2-year mark of the pandemic, DHS representatives and Governor Evers are saying thank you to frontline workers. Today, they stopped by Alliant Energy Center's vaccination area, the first stop of their thank you tour, which will travel around the state in the coming days. COVID cases still falling in the U.S., but that's not the case overseas. A surge of new cases in China prompting by the Omicron variant, forcing another round of lockdowns. Yesterday, the CEO of vaccine maker Pfizer said on Face the Nation that a 4th dose is necessary for best protection. And looking ahead, Costco getting ready to drop its senior hours. The special operating schedule started just over 2 years ago due to the pandemic. Members over 60, first responders, and healthcare workers were given the chance to shop without the general public. Costco officials say that schedule returns to normal on April 18th.
The trial of 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is being delayed because of a positive COVID case. It'll be delayed until at least Thursday. This after an essential trial participant tested positive over the weekend. The trial began with opening statements last Wednesday, followed by 2 days of testimony. It is expected to last up to 6 weeks. A Democratic Political Action Committee is filing a complaint against former President Trump today. The American Bridge Super PAC told the Federal Election Commission Trump is raising and spending money to promote a 3rd presidential campaign. Federal campaign finance laws require anyone raising money to support a campaign to formally declare their candidacy before raising or spending more than $5,000. Trump has not made that declaration. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul today announcing a new lawsuit against 2 large companies alleging PFAS violations. The complaint alleges that Johnson Controls and Tyco Fire Products dumped firefighting foams that contain PFAS into the city of Marinette's sewer system.
Everybody in our state should be able to rely on the safety of the water that they're drinking. But unfortunately, because of certain different types of pollution, that is not true right now for every Wisconsinite.
The state is looking to find the companies and get them to complete an investigation and cleanup.
Badgers starting off their run of the NCAA tournament with a little home court advantage. Wisconsin playing Colgate Friday, Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. But if you want to see the team in person, prepare to pay big. On Ticketmaster, the lowest ticket, about $300, and that's for a seat in the upper level. If you want to get closer to the action, it could cost you well over $500. The ticket would also grant you admission to the LSU-Iowa State game as well. And a developing story from the NFL. Free agent, former Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky, reportedly signing with the Steelers. He says his decision came down to the Steelers or Giants. In Pittsburgh, he would compete with Mason Rudolph for the starting job as the franchise begins the post-Ben Roethlisberger era. There were also some big roster moves up in Green Bay today, and we'll tell you more about those coming up in sports. Still to come at 10, some promising news today that could mean a drop in gas prices soon.
Plus, it's starting to feel a little like spring. Gary Canalti will have his forecast for the rest of the work week next.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, get soup for just 88 cents. That's right, get cans of chunky or traditional Hy-Vee soup for just 88 cents each. Tuesday only. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. Crispy fish with that spicy kick. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meat.
I thank Gruber Losses for being there for me and actually helping me get through that tough stage in my life.
How much of a difference they made in my life and how much they helped me. I can't even express it in words.
Gruber Law was with me and I am very thankful for all that they've done. I'm smiling.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart.
If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical is Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen, May 10th to 15th at Overture Center. Find your tickets at overture.org today.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV. And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, get soup for just 88 cents. That's right. Get cans of chunky or traditional Hy-Vee soup for just 88 cents each. Tuesday only. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Tomorrow morning, we're getting ready for Concerts on the Square. We'll be the first to unveil this season's dates and the pieces.
And we're keeping an eye on a potential storm system later in the week. We'll have the details tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Here is a sign that we may soon see some relief at the pump. Today alone, the cost of a barrel fell more than 8%, down to $99.76. It is the first time oil has dipped below $100 since March 1st. Traders say the drop came largely from COVID-19 lockdowns in China and possible progress in the talks between Ukraine and Russia. And how do you know spring is here? Well, construction on the Beltline is underway again. Sure sign right there. This is happening in the eastbound lanes at Todd Drive. Overnight lane closures start tonight. It's part of the ongoing Flex Lane project that was supposed to be completed last year, but it got delayed. It's now expected to wrap up this summer.
Saturday Night Live star Pete Davidson will become the latest celebrity to fly to space with Jeff Bezos' rocket company, Blue Origin. This morning, the company announced Davidson will fly alongside 5 paying customers on Blue Origin's 60-foot-tall new Shepard rocket. The launch slated for next Wednesday, March 23rd, 8:30 in the morning. Music legend Dolly Parton bowing out of this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations. Dolly was the only country star to make the ballot this go-around. She shared a statement to her social media accounts today saying while she was extremely flattered and grateful, she didn't want votes to be split because of her. Dolly said she hopes the Hall of Fame will consider her again one day if she's, quote, ever worthy. Gotta love Dolly.
She is a class
She's amazing.
act.
Oh.
Speaking of class act, we've got Chief Meteorologist Gary Canal.
I didn't donate money to COVID research like Dolly did, okay? So let's be clear about that. But when the weather is nice, everybody's my friend,
You're
right?
still a class act.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, let's start out by taking a look at 3 things you need to know in our forecast. And boy, if you like today's weather, you'll love tomorrow's weather. 3 things you need to know. High temperatures, middle 50s for tomorrow. And Wednesday will go one better. Highs in the middle 60s. Now, shower chances are going to be with us for Thursday and Friday. Right now, it's iffy as far as precipitation is concerned. There could even be a little bit of a mix with some snow mixing in with the rain, mainly late Thursday night into early Friday morning, and then again Friday evening before the snow comes to an end. Areas north of Madison would be more favored for that. And then milder weather returns as we head into the latter part of the weekend and early next week. High temperatures today to our south, mainly in the 60s. Madison was in the 50s, but Janesville did top out at 61 degrees. To the north, over snow cover, temperatures stayed in the 30s, and there was actually even a little accumulating snow up through central Wisconsin. Right now, temperatures around freezing there. Still in the mid-30s here in Madison, but to our south, still very mild. There's actually a cold front just to our south, and the jet stream kind of right in between. But notice out to the west, that jet stream pushing up to the north. That's a sign that that milder Pacific air is now starting to move eastward across the country. And as that jet stream starts to head back northward, our temperatures will go up over the next couple of days. In the short term, here's that cold front. It will drop to our south and then probably head back northward as a warm front during the day tomorrow. tomorrow. Winds are pretty light along the front. They're just more of a wind shift to the northeast here. So the temperature drop off, while it looks pretty dramatic to our south, temperatures are still near 50 over parts of north central Illinois, and in the mid-30s here. Again, we're at night, the cloud cover keeping our temperatures up, so that temperature contrast isn't quite as pronounced during the nighttime hours. But as you look at future track, notice those winds out of the northeast tonight. Then as the skies clear off for tomorrow, we have the benefit of sunshine plus the southwesterly winds, so that brings temperatures right back up into the middle 50s. We'll stay mild tomorrow night with low temperatures in the upper 30s, and then as we head into Wednesday, those winds continue out of the south and southwest, and temperatures will climb into the middle 60s. Now, there's a cold front to our north and west. This could start to generate a few showers by late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, but again, they're going to be pretty widely scattered. The air's still pretty dry across southern Wisconsin. That wind shift to the northwest will start bringing in colder weather, temperatures dropping back into the mid-40s by Friday. Now, this is kind of interesting. The U.S. GFS computer model, it's been very consistent over the last, maybe 3 or 4 days, showing that beginning on Thursday, we see rain, and then look at this, a change over to snow, with snow through much of southern Wisconsin on Friday into Friday evening before that storm heads off to the northeast. I'm not even going to show you what the snowfall amounts are because it is forecasting a fairly significant winter storm here. But take a look at this. This is the European computer model. There are 3 other longer range computer models that look just like this. This is what it's showing. Thursday, some clouds, not even any rain. Friday, the clouds break up, and then a little bit of cloud cover on Saturday. So we're not looking, right now, I'm not counting the GFS computer model. Temperatures, though, expected to be above normal in the 6 to 10 day outlook with the highest probabilities here. Tomorrow, a great day. Partly sunny and mild, high temperature at 55. As you look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures on the mild side, 65 on Wednesday, a little cooler for Thursday, chances for showers Thursday and Friday, and then those temperatures warm up early next week. The best chances of rain will be Monday night into Tuesday of next week.
And coming up in sports, Friday night, Wisconsin and Colgate will face off for just the second time. Why this meeting is just a little bit different for the Badgers. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter and get 11% off everything. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The cherry on top of your sundae, extra crowd on your brunch, the icing on, well, you know how it goes. There's nothing wrong with making a good thing even better. That's why saving with EdVest, Wisconsin's $529 college savings plan, makes perfect sense. When you open and fund an account, you plan your family's future and get the extra benefit of a Wisconsin tax deduction. Start now. Like seriously, right now at edvest.com. It's so easy, you can even do it as you enjoy your extra cheese pizza.
We love our new apartment.
Great kitchen, open floor plan.
But there's not much privacy.
What happened to your wall?
At least Geico makes bundling our renters and car insurance easy.
Does save us a ton. What's on this chicken?
Paprika.
Paprika! I made it at home.
That's my catchphrase.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
I love you.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
PB and J? PB before we go. P before we go. P before we go. Huh. See you tomorrow? Yeah.
The last and only other time Wisconsin played Colgate, the year was 2011. Guys like Jordan Taylor, Mike Brusewitz, and Ben Brust were playing for the Badgers. And in that game, Brust scored then a career-high 17 points to lead UW to a 27-point non-conference win. This time around, it's win or go home in Milwaukee. And Greg Gard knows that blocking out distractions is going to be huge for his team, who's playing just 79 miles from the Kohl Center.
Talked to these guys over the last week just about distractions, and I've seen close sites work for us, and I've seen close sites cause distractions. You know, it's going to be great for everybody, you know, sitting in those, what's the Pfizer hard now, 18,000, 20, it's going to be great for those people, but again, in between those lines is what's going to matter, and that's what we have to focus on.
Bucks with a late tip in Utah. Good news, Brooke Lopez has been activated for the first time this season. He had 3 points in 6 minutes in the first half. Last check of the score of this one, Deer have a 9-point lead at halftime. Less than a week after the Packers placed the franchise tag on Davante Adams, the All-Pro wideout had the reaction we all thought he would. He's not very happy about it. So much so that Adams told the team he's not going to play this season on the $20 million tag. He's made it clear he wants a long-term deal, and the two sides have until July 15th to get a deal done before the franchise tag officially kicks in for the 2022 season. Meanwhile, Devondre Campbell inked a long-term deal with the Packers today. The linebacker agreed to a 5-year, $50 million deal with the franchise. Campbell was a huge surprise for Green Bay last season. He went from being unemployed in June to named first-team All-Pro in January. And he wasn't the only one. Preston Smith signed a 4-year, $52.5 million contract extension, while Green Bay cut Zadarius Smith and Billy Turner. Those numbers on the screen are how much money the Packers saved, and in total, those three moves saved nearly $27 in Green Bay's cap space. And the Brewers were also making some moves today. Jeff Passan is reporting that the Crew and Andrew McCutchen have agreed to terms to bring in another big bat to Milwaukee. McCutchen spent the last 3 years with the Phillies. Before that, he played for the Yankees, Giants, and Pirates. The deal is expected to be for 1 year. And speaking of the Yankees, Verona native Ben Rortvedt is headed to New York. The Twins traded the 24-year-old catcher to the Big Apple last night. We're back after this.
Just hope that it translates, but it has. He's had good at-bats, deep counts.
I was in excellent hands with Gruber Law Offices.
At the end of the whole process, you felt like part of the family.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They are the best law office in the state of Wisconsin.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Everyone's invited to the prom. From the creators of the Book of Mormon, Elf and the Drowsy Chaperone, The Prom is a musical comedy about big Broadway stars on a mission to change the world and the love they discover that unites them all. The Prom makes you believe in musical comedy again. So full of happiness that you think your heart is about to burst. Everyone deserves a chance to celebrate.
Everyone's invited to the prom. Get your tickets at overture.org.
Get the Planet Fitness Black Card, our most popular membership for zero enrollment and only $22.99 a month. With access to 2,000+ locations, bring a friend every time you visit.
I love friends.
And relaxing massage chairs.
That makes me so happy.
The PF Black Card is your ticket to all the perks. Look at that glow.
Oh, it's all natural.
It's this place, I tell you. So get glowing and feel fit-tacular for zero enrollment and only $22.99 a month. Deal ends Wednesday, March 16th.
I never would have thought that Ron Johnson would have ever been somebody that I can say is family. I remember thinking, wow, he actually came here, but he actually took the time to step in the door and support my husband in a program, in a vision, in a dream. It was like their visions of helping the people were all one glue. And when the two of them got together, they developed a program called the Joseph Project.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
We're here at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, looking back at some of today's amazing plays.
Check it out, the old double play. 2 machines at once.
I'm not even sure that's allowed. And how about this celebration?
Man, these guys are on form. And an incredible drink delivery. Whoa! What a great recovery.
Yeah, and that beer looks pretty delicious.
It sure does. Let's join them.
Heck yeah.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
One call, that's all.
There's a one call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call is all it takes. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Let's go back to Gary. Spring's about to arrive.
Baseball,
Gary,
we're talking baseball.
That's the Gary dance. We get that this time of year.
That's nice. You get temperatures in the 50s and
new friends.
You lose all your inhibitions, right? There's the live view from the Edgewater Sky Camp. Skies are cloudy. It's actually keeping temperatures up tonight. There are a few flurries just north of our viewing area. Those are starting to dissipate as they move through the Fox Valley. Temperatures right now, middle 30s here, still around 40 near Prairie du Chien. Wind chills right now, not much of a factor. The winds are pretty light, so it's actually a nice night out there. Look for cloudy skies tonight. Low temperature about 29. High tomorrow 55 as we get sunshine back, and then up to 65 on Wednesday. Even Thursday with a chance of showers, 55. And we could use the rain. Just chances for showers Thursday and Friday, maybe a few flakes of snow mixed in at night or early in the morning. But then we warm up again next week, and our best chances of rain probably Monday night and Tuesday of next week.
Thursday, Friday looks pretty good for just watching hoops, just watching some basketball, right?
I see what you're all doing.
Yeah, there's some basketball coming up, Gary. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.